load management extreme.
Ready, planned recovery. How's Aaliyah's process coming along? I'd say she's officially doubtful. Any update at this point?
Same as yesterday. She's out. Maisha's in.
Gotcha.
Don't want to mess around with the back, basically. She's doing okay, feeling a little better each day, but we get a few days after today, so.
How much are you guys kind of having her do to be able to kind of loosen that up, or is it being super cautious and not having her doing very much at all?
Without saying too much, I think she is loosening up okay, but we haven't done any contact. We haven't, she did a little bit of shooting. So I think we're doing okay, but just not to play today.
Things clicked so well yesterday. How do you kind of keep that high level of energy, execution, all of that coming in a back-to-back, knowing that they're going to now make their adjustments?
Yeah, yesterday's home runs don't win today's games. It's one of my favorites, and it's gonna be. We don't know how today's game is gonna be. We don't control what Dallas adjusts and what they change in terms of how they approach the game, but we got to approach it just like we came into the game yesterday. I think we're going to have to play better defensively than we did yesterday, but I love the way the ball moved. I thought we were, really pushed pace well and tried to make them make decisions defensively with tempo. So some things we got to carry over, but it won't be the exact same game. So, I don't know if we got tested physically in the paint the way that they're capable of. So mentally, that's still top of the scouting report for me is rebounding the ball, taking care of the paint.
One last one. After looking at the tape, what did you most like about what Emily brought to the floor last night?
Honestly, I still like, a lot of the stuff she's been doing, making energy plays on the boards, making good decisions with the ball. And then, the ball found her and she let it fly. And I think just the aggressiveness shooting the ball, she loves her pump fake and drive. But sometimes the best way to set up that pump fake is just to catch it and shoot it. And so she made some early, and I thought that set up everything else. But we've been kind of beating the drum for a while of she's been doing the work, and she's been, locked into what we're trying to do defensively. She's making hustle plays on the glass. She's very unselfish. Yesterday she scored. Yep.
Yeah, perfectly. With Emily, I was talking to her pregame yesterday, and she was saying how she felt like she didn't box out properly all the time when she got to the W. It feels like she's been doing that a lot better lately for you guys. Have you noticed a difference in the way she's, approaching, rebounding, particularly, I guess, on the defensive glass?
I'd have to go back and watch like Louisville tape or something, to see how she's boxing out then. She's always had length, so I'm assuming she probably relied on that a fair amount. No, it's good. It's a tricky thing in our league that you have to, especially when you're a little undersized like she is height wise, that you've got to go find people's bodies and put your shoulder into them and your forearm into them, but then you got to get your arms free to rebound. It's really easy to do one or the other, but it's hard to do both. So I think blocking out is a habit that everybody talks about and lectures about. Every coach is yelling at their team to block out, but it's really a player just developing that habit when the shot goes up to find a body and then go pursue.
On the offensive glass, you guys have talked a lot about how good she is on that. And what makes her such a good offensive rebounder?
I think she just anticipates, she sees teammates getting ready to shoot, and she kind of knows, she might not overpower somebody, like bulldoze somebody that's bigger than her. So she, gets in and then uses her length and agility to track down some of the long ones that bounce out around the free throw line. And then if teams end up switching and stuff, she's capable of, getting one over a guard, same way Maisha has a few times this year.
Just for you on Steph, she's on pace to absolutely obliterate her career high in like threes made in a season, threes taken in a season too. But I know that when she was first with you guys in Washington, she didn't take a whole lot of threes. So, what did you see from her back then, and kind of as she, moved on in her career, like kind of developing that skill to the point where she's now taking 4 a game and shooting 44%?
She always had the ability, at least by the time she got to the league. She's, very unselfish minded offensively and is always kind of thinking pass when the ball gets back to her. All we've done is just tell her to shoot more. I mean, she just doesn't need a lot of time. She gets it off pretty quick. She's going to get opportunities. So, I'd love to say we had some big grand plan, just tell her to shoot the ball.
I know you've talked a lot about how to play with that user experience, but what can you say maybe about the chemistry that she's able to develop with some of the bigs, especially against the holds the back so quickly? I mean, we knew she had a Maisha. We're seeing it with Aaliyah. We're seeing it kind of other forms of like what is it about the chemistry that she's been kind of been able to put together with these players in a relatively short period of time?
You might call it chemistry. You might just say she's a good passer. I mean, she's a good passer. She sees how as a point guard, there's certain. Is that somebody at the door, or what we got going on back there? There's a few passes you need to be able to make. You got to be able to hit the roll in the pocket. Got to be able to hit the weak side corner if they help, and you got to be able to throw it back to somebody behind you or your big popping back. And she's got the ability to make all those passes. And I think it'd be very easy as a big to know that, hey, if I roll hard, she's gonna look for me, or if I get in the pocket, she's gonna look for me. So chemistry, I think, is just players figuring out their timing with her and which one she likes to throw and when. But the first thing is she just likes to pass, and she will try some outrageous passes. And I try to give her a little bit of leeway on those, but it's easy when somebody's unselfish and can make all those passes. Yeah, maybe one.
For clarification on Aaliyah, it appears to be short though, right? Because it does put you guys at 9 for this game. So that's one.
I very much hope it's short term. Yeah, I don't have much else. Yep.
You alluded to it earlier, but can you just speak specifically two things? One, the challenges of playing a team in 17 and 24 hours during the regular season, and two, do you all have any input? I know the schedule's condensed, so it's kind of crazy. I know LA and New York did the same things with the day off though. But did you all have any input, or did the league consult you all and say, hey, we're thinking about doing this weekend, or you okay with it, or anything like that?
Challenges to doing it. Both teams, I don't know if it's any better for one team or the other. If you lose the game, you feel like, all right, we get to turn around and get a shot at getting some things right. If you win a game, you feel like, all right, we got a chance to get 2 in a row. So we're in the boat that we won yesterday, and the challenge is, you're going to get a team that's got some really good players and a lot of pride is going to turn around and give you a great effort, and they're probably going to bring it at us, and we got to be ready for it. So that's the biggest challenge. Schedule wise, no input into opponents or the dates or anything like that. We submit arena dates at the start of the year. They've started doing this, call them like the baseball series, like the 2 games with the same team, just to cut down on travel. I think we had one in Seattle last year. Dallas to DC is kind of a sneaky long flight, so it saves them a flight at some other point in the year. I don't really feel strongly either way about them, but if it cuts down the travel a little bit, then great. We have more Ron today.
No, I think we're good to go.
Okay,
Thank
all
you.
right.